Okay, good day to everyone. I hope you're having a good day. And if you've clicked on this video, I'm pretty sure you want to start investing in the stock market and you don't know how to. Disclaimer before we start, this video is strictly for educational purposes only. My name is Rishi, and me and my friend Tarun have put together this wonderful presentation for you today, where I will be talking about how beginners can start investing in the stock market. Let's start. Why should you start investing at a very young age? Now, this is a question that is met with a lot of criticism and skepticism. But when you start investing at an earlier age, you can retire earlier than some of your other friends, and you can have more money than some of your friends who started investing after you. And when you start investing earlier, you have a sense of mental peace that you have money with you. You don't need to worry about money. And it also induces a sense of discipline in you because you will be handling money on your own. And you have a provision for in case of a family emergency or any kind of unforeseen emergencies occur. Moving on, how should beginners start investing? Now, here in this video, I'll be talking about 5 particular aspects of beginner investing. Let's start with the first one. We have an emergency fund. Now, this is one of the most important investments anyone who is a beginner investor or someone who's just started work should do. They should calculate all of their essential day-to-day expenses, and they should compare that with the amount of money they earn, and they should put away some savings in an emergency fund in case of loss of job or the death of a breadwinner or any kind of emergencies. You need some money. And one of the best places that you can invest for an emergency fund would be in a liquid debt fund. These are very less risky, and they also provide a very decent return of about 3.5 to 5% per annum. And the most important characteristic of this particular fund is you can get your money back immediately. You can get it in the form of cash in case of an emergency. Now, some of the popular liquid debt funds would be IDBI Liquid Fund, Edelweiss Liquid Fund, and ICICI Prudential Fund. Moving on, index funds. Now, any seasoned investor who has been in the market for a while in their right mind would tell you to start investing in an index fund. It will be the first action you take towards this step of investing, because these are the most easiest of investments to make, and over a long run, these are the ones that are most profitable. Because investing in an index fund means you are investing in a bunch of companies that affect the growth of the country. So indirectly, you are investing in the growth of the country. Now, investing in a index fund, it works in such a way. Let's take an example of Nifty 50 fund. Now, in the Nifty 50 index, we have 50 high-ranking companies in this country. When you invest in the fund, your money is going to be equally divided between all 50 of these companies. So in this case, a concept called risk aversion takes place. So since your money is being divided through many different companies, your risk is reduced compared to investing in just one company. So even if one company shows a loss and the other one shows a profit, ultimately when you invest in an index fund, you are going to profit. And one more good thing about this is you can also invest in foreign indices like the S&P 500 and the Nikkei 225. And during this COVID time, it is recommended that you invest in those markets too, because they're also down and it's a good time to get into it. These funds can give you about 13 to 14% of compounded annual growth rate over a span of 5 years. And if you let it season for a while longer, it will even give you more than that. And this is much higher than what you would be getting in a fixed deposit or a liquid debt fund. Now, some of the most popular index funds that you can invest in would be the UTI Nifty Index Fund, the HDFC Index Fund, and the Motilal Oswal S&P 500 Index Fund. Next, we have mutual funds. A lot of people are very skeptical and they don't know what a mutual fund is, so they choose not to invest in it. Well, I'm here to break it down for you. Now, this mutual fund is basically, it's a financial vehicle it's made up of a pool of money collected from many investors. Now, let's say you were to invest in a mutual fund, you wouldn't be the only one investing. There'd be a lot of other people investing just like you, and all of that money is pooled to be invested in financial securities like stocks, bonds, and other instruments. Now, these are riskier than index funds because your money is obviously going into some different kinds of direct equity funds, but they're also less riskier than investing in direct equity stocks, as these are being managed by a professional fund manager. Now, usually the way people invest in mutual funds is through a systematic investment plan, which is it's basically an algorithm where you specify the amount and the start of the SIP, and it allows you to invest consistently in one or more mutual funds as you like. Now, this algorithm would plan out the highest rate of return that you could get, and it takes care of everything for you. Now, these mutual funds can give you about 19 to 20% of CAGR over a span of 5 years, and obviously if you let it season for a little more while, it'll give you way more than that. And usually people invest in these for their retirement plans, because these funds, when you let them stay, they give you very high returns, and sometimes even higher than what index funds would give you. So you can retire with a lot of money. Now, index funds can also be used to invest in foreign blue chip companies like Apple, Tesla, and Microsoft, because you can't invest in them through the Indian market because they are foreign companies. But if you invest in a mutual fund, they'll make sure to invest it in one of these companies. Now, some of the popular mutual funds that you can invest in would be the Quant Small Cap Fund, the ICICI Prudential Technology Fund, or the Edelweiss US Technology Equity Fund. Now, next we have dividend stocks. Now, companies that issue dividend stocks are companies that pay out regular dividends. These companies are well established and they have a good track record of paying money back to the shareholders in the form of dividends. Now, these stocks are very good to be kept for a long term, as they give you a continuous income every year and in the form of dividend. Now, let's take an example here. Let's say you're buying dividend shares from a company X which offers dividend shares, and they are set to give you 20 rupees per annum as dividend per share, and most companies give it in a quarterly basis. So let's assume that company X does too. So in the end of the first quarter of the financial year, company X is going to give you 1/4 of 20 rupees, which is 5 rupees per share as dividend. Now, this might not sound like a very high amount, but the best way to invest in dividend stocks is to keep reinvesting in dividend stocks. This way, you build a very big portfolio, and once you do that, these 5 rupees and 20 rupees per share, they matter a lot because they're gonna give you a lot of money. Now, these stocks, obviously they have the risk of losing their value, but then later you are compensated well for holding these stocks. So look at it this way: any company that offers you dividend shares is a company that is paying you to invest in them. Now, good Indian companies that give you dividend payouts would be ITC, Bajaj Auto, Tech Mahindra, and Government Authority of India Limited. Now, the best way to look to invest in a dividend share would be to look at the dividend yield of the company. The higher the yield, the more the dividend they're going to give you. Now, at last we have growth stocks. Now, a growth stock is any share in a company that has the potential to grow at a rate much more than the average growth rate for the market. Now, these stocks generally don't pay you dividends, and they are for investors who are ready to hold the stocks for a very long time, like 7 or 9 years. And these are much more riskier than dividend stocks because their loss of value isn't compensated with anything. And companies like these are mostly new companies with very good growth potential. So you never know, the companies might fail to deliver, and in a case like that, you wouldn't be reimbursed for your money in any way. Now, top Indian growth stocks to invest for you would be in Bajaj Finance, Bharat Rasayan, Captain Point Labs, and Britannia Industries. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos just like this.